double. Salary. And then you say hour, H, and rate. Sorry. We've got in. So yeah, just close the door. We've got int H and rate. Rate is one word. So this is the other way around, H here. So basically, this is how you first basically say the argument, and the way you do it, you say get salary, H, and rate are double. So that's the first thing, and then you end that. And then you start something called implement. Is that correct, Shane? Yeah. And then you would basically copy all that to implement it. So once you've mentioned it here, you're going to repeat the same line again. Get salary, H, int, and rate. And then you open it up, and then you use exactly the same word here, return R times H. That's pretty much. Then you put end as well. That is exactly the same as that in Objective-C. Is that okay? So it looks completely different, doesn't it? Except for the return and the int string. It's the same. Otherwise, you don't use the word class and any of that. So you want to get into iPhone programming. This is the object. Anyone done iPhone programming before or Objective-C? You've done Objective-C? Is that correct, or have I made a mistake somewhere? Point it out.
The top one's the header, isn't it? Different files. So
implementation employee here, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a little while since I've done it.
Yeah.
It's I can never remember. It's always strange because there's no real variable name, there's no real method names. It's almost just you write it out what you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Yeah.
It's an awkward language, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an awkward language. Once you learn that, all of a sudden you have to like unlearn everything and learn the new sort of syntax. So basically that's encapsulation. There's one thing also I forgot. Anyone knows about inheritance? Who's heard about inheritance? Yeah, the second concept in object-oriented programming, inheritance. In Objective-C, you do inheritance from the beginning. So every time you want to create an object, whether it has a parent or not, it always has this parent called NSObject. So it's inheriting, and it's inherit, it has these semicolons. Yeah, so you inherit from that. If your employee was inheriting from, say, human, say for example you had a class called human, so you would put human here. So every human has 2 legs, 2 arms, whatever, yeah? So, same thing. Next concept, I've talked about encapsulation. Is encapsulation okay for everyone? Right, the next one is called inheritance. That's number 2. Right. What's inheritance? Who wants to take a stab at what inheritance is? Anyone wants to take a stab?
Properties of one class will acquire the properties of another.
Yeah. So basically you've got, some people call it parent-child or superclass and subclass. So you've got, I don't know, let's say for example employee, like I said, and then you've got a manager. A manager is a type of employee. He is an employee, except the manager might earn slightly more than a normal employee. He'll earn maybe a bonus or something. So instead of like repeating everything like int, number, and string, employee name, you would inherit it. It has exactly the same thing. It doesn't need to repeat. You don't need to create an object with exactly the same thing. So we can just inherit it from employee. And the way you do that in Java, this is when it gets really interesting, is we put extends. So this basically, let's change this around. So let's say, for example, we have manager, extends employee. Okay. I'm going to remove all this because we don't need it. And all the manager has is something called double, which I said is the type, has double bonus. So he earns a bonus at the end. So on top of all the stuff that we said, like, you know, he's got a number and a name and he gets a salary, he also gets a bonus. And that's the only difference that he's going to have. Basically, what that line says here, the manager would inherit from an employee all the characteristics that an employee has. To do that in C++, since you all want to learn C++, I'm sure, you would put the two semicolons here. That's the only difference between the Java and C++. You do it that way. Okay? And obviously, at the end, or when you open that semicolon, the curly brace, you put semicolon at the end. So it's just minor stuff that you need to learn. If you're doing it in C#, you put one semicolon. Just exactly the same way up here. So you got interface, employee, NS object. You want to say something about us now?
No, he was asking for
What does that say next to double?
bonus.
Bonus. Well, it could be anything, you know, whatever extra stuff that a manager would have. Yeah. Everyone okay? I'm just rushing a bit, so I've got 5 minutes left. And then we'll start model view controller. So that's basically the inheritance. You got any questions?
No, it was a silly question. It was just
Yeah,
I just
fire
wanted to know
no
why is there
questions.
so many different versions of C? C, C#, C++, Object C. That was
Yeah. Alright, that's a good question. Alright.
Sorry.
It started off with C. Before that, I'm not going to go into the B
Yeah,
language. I'm not going to go into all that, but basically C language was all like sequential.
Yeah, because that's
So
what
you
we're
would
doing
like
at the moment.
put everything like, you know, functions, the procedures, you put all the variables, the loops, you just create that. So you just use these 4 building blocks which I talked about earlier, and that's it. There's no concept at all of objects. There's no such thing as like, okay, this is an object. So you would write lots and lots and lots of code, and there's no private and public and all that stuff. So C language, and then once what happened, they introduced something called C++, which is the object-oriented sense. So it's everything that C has, plus, you know, the object stuff. That's what it is. And then Microsoft came along and said, well, let's not do our own version of it. And so they came up with C#. And then obviously Apple, they said, right, okay, we've got to adopt our own language for our own device. So if you want to develop stuff for the Macintosh or the iPhone, let's call it Objective-C, but let's be completely different. We'll copy everything that C has, plus the way we do objects is going to be slightly different.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the question. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So there's like this constant battle going on in the background between all the stuff. So if you're really, I mean, why should you learn all these different languages? That could be another question. If you want to program stuff, let's say for the BlackBerry SDK uses C++. So if you want to develop something for the BlackBerry, you need to know C++. If you want to develop something for, let's say, a mobile phone that runs on Windows, or you want to develop something for Windows operating system, an application on Windows, you would use C#. Okay. If you develop something for the iPhone, Apple, Objective-C.
All right.
Java is very popular now for Android mobile phone. So if you want to develop something for the Android, you need Java. So for example, let's say, I don't know, 5 years from now, you've got a project where the client's asking you develop this application that would run across platforms. There is a way that you can actually develop one and get it to run on everything. But to do something that's really native to the application, that's really efficient and it runs really good, you need to have an idea of all these different languages. So you can start developing across, say, 4 different platforms at least. So that's why I'm kind of like trying to simultaneously cover all the languages and give you an idea of different things. PHP, someone said here PHP before. You've done PHP? Yeah, you've done PHP. PHP is for the web. So you want to develop something for the web, most of the web runs on PHP. So if you know Facebook or whatever, you always see .php at the end of the extension. Sometimes they hide it as well. Right, so we covered inheritance, yeah? So basically we inherited something. The next thing that we're going to cover is called overloading. We're going to do overloading. 2 minutes and I'll be finished, yeah? Move on. Now, what's overloading? Who wants to get an idea, just to give me an idea of what overloading is? Who wants to try?
Is it the same name for different,
Yeah.
the same function name for different?
Different signature.
Yeah.
Very good. Everyone fine with that? I'll show it to you now. We're going to start with the Java, so you've got the idea of the Java stuff, yeah? Because I know a lot of you doing Java or they've done Java. So in here we say public, same thing, we've done public class, let's say employee. Right. And then the employee has here, I'm not going to write the same thing again, has whatever properties, and he has this get salary which I talked about. Yeah? And get salary takes the hours, and it also takes rate as well, yeah? So on. And then somewhere, so this would be like whatever, yeah? So somewhere down here we have another class called public class manager, and the manager extends employee. Right. So the manager also has something called get salary, but the calculation is slightly different.